ৰিচেপশ্যন লাইন নাথাকিলে কাইণ্ডলি অলপ পিছুৱাই যাওক। যদি ৰিচেপশ্যন লাইনত পিছুৱাই যাওক।
But also who will greet you with the most warmth and bow you over with his simplicity, to the man who has led an entire generation to embrace the much needed values, whom the entire world looks up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored with the presence of His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama.
All these arrangements, I want to talk sun. I think the sunshine come earlier, then we can carry all those functions. So now, as well as the doom some explanation. How important Brahmaputra. As a matter of fact, water is the basis of our life. And then not only the human being, but also the limitless. So now, I think while we carry some celebration, I think we should learn how important water. Decade by decade, these snow reduce. So definitely the water now become more and more precious. So we need special take care. So the people who arrange this are wonderful. Thank you. And also I want to thank who is the person who created this idea? You? Oh, yourself? Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So you see, I think people must educate about the importance of water and the environment, these things. Yeah. Then since Brahmaputra come from Tibet, I don't know, you see, whether this is it. Originally, ultimate source, the Mount Kailash or not, I don't know. Mansa River. Oh, then Mansa River, through centuries, we consider something very sacred, sort of lake. So, original source, this water comes from there, and also Ganga. All these major rivers which cover whole northern India, we consider something very sacred. Whether I am Buddhist, so whether take baths purify our sin or not, that I doubt. I do not know. But in any way, this water, I think, very sacred. And obviously, billions of life depend on this river. So, thank you very much. Thank you. Please enjoy. Thank you.
kepala.
Our chief guest for today, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. May we also invite on stage Honorable Governor of Assam, Shri Banwari Lal Purohit, Honorable Chief Minister of Assam, Shri Horbananda Khonwal, the Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Transport and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Assam, Shri Chandra Mohan Patwari, Honorable Minister of Finance, Education and Health, Government of Assam, Shri Himanta Biswa Sarma, Honorable Chief Secretary of Assam, Shri Vinod Kumar Piparsenia, Director General Assam Rifles, Lieutenant General Shokin Chauhan, Director General of Police, Assam, Shri Mukesh Sahai, respected Member Secretary, Festival of Faiths, Shri Saket Mishra. We welcome His Holiness the Dalai Lama with a Seleng Sador, an Eri Sador, a bouquet of flowers, and a very traditional japi. On behalf of the Assam Rifles, please give a big round of applause for the one who had escorted His Holiness the Dalai Lama on March 1959. We are delighted to have him with us. And on behalf of the Assam Rifles, I request our chief guest to kindly sign on a picture of his when he was escorted by 5 Assam Rifle Battalion on March 1959. We also have a Tankha Changrezi, symbol of Buddha of compassion. It really is a great moment. We have with us the person who had escorted His Holiness the Dalai Lama on March 1959. Here, the Honorable Governor of Assam, Shri Banwari Lal Purohit, releasing the brochure of Festival of Faiths. The brochure of Festival of Faiths. May I now take the honor to humbly request our chief guest for the day, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, to kindly inspire and enlighten us with his golden words. Kindly, sir.
Thank you. Dear respected elder brothers and sisters, and rest of brothers and sisters. Indeed, I really very much enjoy now 2 days visit here, Guwahati. I really enjoy because firstly, from the governor, a chief minister, and concerned sort of officials, and also the people who are, have the responsibility of protection. So all very seriously, you see, look after me. Thank you. And then I extremely happy meeting one old member of Assam Rifle, 1959, when I come across the Assam Rifle, say, helping me. So now, 58 years passed. So one old, I think must be retired, one old person, now I met, I really feel very, very happy. And while looking at your face, I also felt now I must be very old. And then yesterday and also this morning, I have the opportunity to talk, share some of my ideas, mainly not come from scripture, but through experience. And of course, those ancient sort of Indian thought, very, very helpful to understand reality. So, I have the opportunity to share my own views, feelings, and all the audience seems very, very receptive. So I feel today's visit, I feel fruitful, useful. So now, only complaint is weather. Too much rain. I think today's sort of program, suppose on the banks of the Brahmaputra, so the arrangement extremely sort of, I think, sort of elaborate. But because of the rain, this is the original sort of plan. I have to change. So, and also, you see, now, tomorrow, and next, I think more than 1 week, you see, my program go here and there, mainly helicopter. So I'm a little bit sort of anxious with weather. I think weather is concerned, I think governor also cannot control, and the chief minister also cannot control. So weather condition is truly independence. So then I really impressed the talk, chief minister and governor. Wonderful, wonderful. I recall one occasion, few years ago, at Patna, the Bihar capital. Of course, I know Bihar chief minister. So he created one Buddhist sort of Vihara. So they opened that Vihara. He invited me. I went there. Then he told at the function, due to Buddha's blessing, his state will be more prosperity. Prosperity. Then my turn. If the further sort of prosperity or development of the state due to Buddha's blessing, then Bihar state much earlier must be prosperity, because Buddha's blessing over 2,000 years there. Yes. So proper development must go through able chief minister's hand. So now here I want to repeat that. You, I think, seems, I think, a very practical person and determined. So, with the blessing of governor and active chief minister sort of effort, I'm quite sure this state will more prosper like that. And then key thing is education. So I'm hoping, of course, we can maintain contact in this state, within the state. We already working last few years and with full sort of cooperation with some professors in America and India and some organization. Now, end of this month, we will going to have one sort of meeting. These concerns of the institution or individual professors come making draft for secular ethics education, which can fit in secular education field. So once we produce the draft curriculum of that, I will send to you and think at least one or two schools implement that, then watch result after 2, 3, or 4 years. If the result is good, then more school can follow. So, in one of American university, Emory University, last I think more than 15 years, we have a sort of full cooperation. We see making some. Firstly, they helped to translation the basic fundamental scientific thing, translate into Tibetan, so that we, Tibetan monastic institution, can carry study with these books. So now the Emory University also is fully involved making the draft curriculum of secular ethics, like that. So I always telling change of the world, a better world, happier world. You see, change in human beings' mind. Because a lot of problem we created. I already mentioned. So therefore, I think main factor is to create or to bring peaceful world, happy world, is human beings' way of thinking and properly use our brain. This wonderful human intelligence should not controlled by negative emotion. This should combine with warm-heartedness. Then humanity will be more happier. So I think my next visit, Assam here, we can more discuss about this matter, how to educate people from kindergarten up to university level. Okay. And then once of the pamphlet, the inter-religious faith, harmony or something, that I think work, that idea is very important. Now, of course, I think firstly, major world religious tradition, in spite of different philosophy, all carry the same message of love. Then small indigenous sort of faith. Also, ultimately, you see emphasis on human love, human compassion. That's the reality. But sometimes we, human beings, even religion use for, negative emotion. So religion also sometimes causing fighting, killing. So religious harmony is very, very important. So I very much appreciate, you see, your sort of thinking like that. So that's all. Thank you.
So may I now invite Mr. Bharat Bhushan Dev Chaudhary, the Director, Inland Water Transport, to kindly conduct an open interactive session. I'm sure you all have a lot of questions, a lot of queries, and so we have here Mr. Bharat Bhushan Dev Chaudhary for an interactive session.
His Holiness.
Thank you.
I'll begin with the first question. It is asked by Mr. P.P. Singh. I'll ask him to rise on his seat. He asked His Holiness, do you think conversion of people from one religion to another by promising economic gains is right?
I think basically, whether you accept religion or not, if you accept religion, this religion, that religion, is entirely up to individual. There must be complete freedom. Conversion, say someone who follows a certain religion, then try to change faith. It's not very good. You see, religious belief is entirely up to individual. And then, of course, a conversion with money or some other things is, I think, wrong. I think it is important to have better knowledge about the teaching or value of other tradition. Then you have the opportunity to judge and find which is more suitable, and also in order to develop religious harmony on the basis of mutual understanding, mutual respect, it is important to have better knowledge about other traditions.
Thank you.
So that's why in Nalanda tradition, the many scholars, they wrote in their writing all the existing different philosophical school of thought at that time. So Buddhism, even Buddhism, different philosophical views, and non-Buddhists also, you see, there are different school of thought. All these different sort of thought, different philosophical views mentioned. You see, that's very helpful. Firstly, to get understanding about the value of other tradition. This, I think, very important for religious harmony. I notice Muslim in this country, from their childhood, they already know there are different traditions. And then some, I noticed to say, Malaysian Muslim, also more, so what say they, more open. Because there are many Buddhists, many Chinese also businessmen, women in Malaysia, most of them Buddhist. So, quite familiar. And many Indian, these Hindus and Christians. Therefore, the Malaysian Muslim sort of attitude towards other religion is very open. And Indonesia also. Then some Arab countries, historically, even today, a little bit isolated. So, you see, I think here the concept of one religion, one truth, and concept of several truth, several religions, looks contradiction, but no contradiction. In terms of individual, yes, it is very important. Concept of one truth, one religion. It helps to strengthening your single-pointed faith. But in terms of people, even in family level, yes, several truth, several religion is relevant. In the terms of humanity, there are many religions. So, according to each individual's mental disposition, the religion which each individual feel most suitable, that's his or her one religion, one truth, like that. In terms of group of people, then several truths, several religion is very relevant. So, for that reason, knowing more sort of the information or other tradition, I myself, when I was in Tibet, I always feel, Buddhism, and Buddhism which we sort of practice or study, actually Nalanda tradition, purely Nalanda tradition. So we feel, our religion is best. When I come to India, I had spent many years meeting with many Hindus, many Jains, and also many Islam or Muslim and Christian, Jews, and Zoroastrians. Then I realized, there are many wonderful religions. So it is very important, you see, closer contact and understanding about other tradition. But basically, conversion are not good. So conversion, and particularly with certain sort of, as money or like that, is actually, forcing, their mind. So that's my view. And from I myself, Buddhist. I never propagate Buddhism in the West. I always make clear, Western generally Judeo-Christian background. So I always telling them, it is better to keep their own traditional faith. Change religion sometimes create more confusion. So better to follow one's own traditional religion. However, on individual case, some people find another tradition is more effective, more suitable to that particular individual, then they should have freedom to change voluntarily, not conversion, like that. Okay.
Thank you. Ami Borua asks, Your Holiness, Namaskar. How did you feel when you became the Dalai Lama? What were your feelings and emotions?
Chuchugalia, right?
Pami Borua.
Okay. When I was very, very small, say 3-4 years, I have no idea what is Dalai Lama. But one sort of quite a strange thing. When the search party reached my village, that very day, from early morning, I was a very, very young sort of boy, very much excited. I don't know. So then the search party reached our family. Our father, mother do not know who is that visitor. But then I recognize some of them, and I sort of rushed towards them, and one main sort of person among the search party, main person, one Lama. So I immediately, you see, hold one rosary he wear. That rosary belongs to 13th Dalai Lama. So these are something mysterious things I myself do not know. So then with the name of Dalai Lama, as a traditional way, it's a rigorous study. Root text memorized by heart. So my age, about 7-8 years old, already started memorizing some of these root texts wrote by Nalendra Master. So at that time, I really feel the learning is great burden, no interest. Very lazy student at that time. I think more or less, I think we all the same. I think when we study, not much interest. So eventually, I found, you see, this knowledge really most effective method to transform our emotion. Wonderful. Then with the name of Dalai Lama, it's a better opportunity to meet people or to sort of say, to exchange views. And then also the name of Nobel laureate. Once I think Bishop Trudeau, I think someone told me once he got the Nobel Peace Prize. See, with that sort of name, you see, he can meet some people. Usually it's difficult, he told me. So my case also, something like that. But in any way, really useful sort of thing is my knowledge. Knowledge comes from India. So this ancient Indian knowledge and philosophical field, philosophies, I think those Nalendra masters or say writing, and as a student of these or say the concept, really very, very helpful. We can sit with scholars or scientists. Over 30 years, I have serious discussion with scientists. 40 years ago, when I firstly thinking to contact with scientists, one of my friend, one Westerner, he followed Buddhism. So I asked, is my sort of desire, or I want to meet or discuss with scientists. Then that person warned me, be careful. Science is killer of religion. Then I reflect, Buddha's own word. Buddha stated, my follower, should not accept my teaching out of faith, out of devotion, but rather thorough investigation. So many Nalanda masters rejected some of Buddha's own word. If you accept this Buddha's teaching, it goes against the reason. So we must put importance of reasons, not faith. So I start meeting with scientists, discussions. After 30 years, it becomes very clear that kind of meeting is mutual benefit. We learned like certain detailed concept of cosmology, neurobiology, and physics. You see, quite useful. And to the scientist, Buddhist psychology, and also Buddhist philosophy, similar quantum physics, they found very useful information. So all this Nalanda tradition. Our traditional Tibetan sort of spiritual on high mountain, some sort of because of the flag, prayer flags, and some cases you see Tibetan, you see use because of burned some animal alive. So that is supposed offering to local deities. So before Buddhism reached in Tibet, one Tibetan scholar, you see, mentioned Tibet, a land of snow. Nature color of snow is white, bright, but he expressed, till light of India reached Tibet, Tibet, in spite land of snow, still dark. It is very true, very true. In my own case, I think India's light really opened my mind, and then provided my brain quite sharp. Like that. So I think people from cold climate, I think our brain is better than the hot climate. Next question?
Yes. Anahita asks, she asks, it's a privilege for me to interact with His Holiness. I have been wondering, since you are from Tibet and the mighty Brahmaputra also originates from Tibet, have you witnessed the source of the Brahmaputra, and how do you feel today to be on the banks of the Brahmaputra?
Yes. Brahmaputra, of course, we Tibetan, I think in 1,000 years, all river water in Tibet very clean. When I come outside Tibet, and then people say, this water you cannot drink. I am surprised. We Tibetan, when we feel thirst, any water can drink. When we reach outside, yes, certain water cannot drink. Too much pollution. Like that. Then I realize, the environment issue is a very serious matter. And water is the basis of our life. Not only we human beings, but limitless animals, birds, and fish. You see, their life depends on water. Then Brahmaputra and Ganga and some other sort of river, which actually I think major river which cover whole Asia, original source come from Tibetan plateau. And then this Brahmaputra, you see, their sort of original source, I think the Mansarovar. Oh, Mansarovar, Mount Kailash. Yeah. Then gradually more river join, so it become bigger like that. And then I think my personal sort of experience, 17th night, or night of 17 March 1959, after I escaped from Summer Palace, I crossed the Brahmaputra. And then, of course, in the previous time also, you see, I sort of come close the Brahmaputra. I feel some connection like that. So now, you Chief Minister here, I think you intended this kind of festival. That very important reminds, you see, importance of because of the sacredness of this river. So very, very, very helpful, very good. So then, I often used to telling my Indian friend, these major rivers which cover northern India, you see, come from Tibet. So actually, the ultimate source from Tibet. So part of People's Republic of China. But user these river, the whole northern Indian, I think several crores of people, their life depend on this river. So therefore, you also have certain right to express sense of concern of environment in Tibet.
Thank you, His Holiness, for enlightening us with his knowledge and his spiritual guidance. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
We once again thank His Holiness for motivating us, for inspiring us, and for enlightening us on the values of humility and compassion, and especially for blessing us with His divine presence at the Namami Brahmaputra Festival. We once again thank His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We thank the respected dignitaries on the dais and everyone present here for making this session a success. We'll see you all this evening for the cultural night that we have lined up for you at the Brahmaputra Ghat. Thank you one, thank you all. Have a pleasant day ahead. Joy Ahom, Jai Hind.
Se prokaki amonayarartha mahabahu Brahmaputra mahamilanar tirtha kata yug dhori aise prokaki amonayarartha mahabahu Brahmaputra. मधुर जिकीर रोसी में दिल्ली रे दिलवारे आई